Yeah, some niggas up for the boys better know the code. Controller down, time to hit that pop road. Verbal hot takes, man, we never ought to break. Like fat kids eating cake, ain't a crumb they can take. No slice for the haters, we too full of the flavor. Never bullshit on the mic, straight heat with the liver. Boys with the heat, never turning it down. Mike's on fire, man, we burning the town. Get those earbuds in, get out the kitchen quick. The smoke's rising higher, this a 5-alarm hit. That guy in the cuts being bars so relentless. We the truth in the booth, no cap, straight business. Charles on the mic, got him glued to the set. Ain't no rewind button, no pause, no reset. Sundays full of squad, let the heat wave spread it. No chill, no filter, just facts and fire. This podcast a flame, taking podcasts higher.
Feel chaos on the track, you know it's getting wild. We bring the noise, never tame, never mild. Verbal hot takes, like flames they spread. Keep the bullshit at bay, keep the nonsense dead.
The boys with the heat, never turning it down. Mike's on fire, man, we burning the town. Get those earbuds in, get out the kitchen quick.
Ooh, welcome back. Banger. Another banger.
Hello, team. How's everyone doing?
Young gentlemen. Living life.
How's the week? We were supposed to have 2 other guests with us, but life has occurred, and we'll see them sooner rather than later.
Correct.
Starting off with a little baseball chatter. Something I would like the group to discuss. Aaron Judge this last week hit his 300th home run in 955 games. Career games. That's the earliest it has been done. It was actually an 89-year-old record held by Mr. Babe Ruth.
Only to break Babe Ruth's record. Talk about, and it stays with the Yankees. It stays with the Yankees. Good for them. Good for him. What I'm more excited for is the Ohtani Aaron Judge home run derby that we've got going on right now. Is exciting. I don't know if you guys have really looked into that.
Yeah.
He's in the lead. He's in the lead. But Ohtani
got 44 now.
40.
He's got 44.
Yep.
44 for Judge. Yep. And they'll be playing the Tigers tonight.
39 or 40 for Ohtani.
Little League Baseball Classic.
Yeah,
I think Judge right now is on another level.
Oh, yeah.
It would be fun to see Shohei, because he's on pace right now for 49 home runs, 48 or 49 home runs, and 48 or 49 stolen bases. I can't remember exactly which one it is.
Judge is going to hit 60.
I think Judge is going to hit 60, yeah. But I think Shohei, minus the statistics, 50. I think Shohei
50.
could get 50-50. I think we could see our first ever 50-50 season, which
that
would be pretty exciting. We do have to remember that literally there is way too much in the game right now that helps stealing.
Yeah.
For example, the pitch clock. I know at 2 seconds, there's no way you can throw over. So I've got the 2-second jump on you. If you're in those scenarios. And I could probably run into that 10, 15 times a year. You can only throw over so many times. If you could throw over twice, and then if you throw over on the third time in the same batter, right? Yeah. If you don't get the runner that third time, then it's an automatic base. But I don't think that counts so much as a stolen base. But again, then you also have the fact that you also have the fact that the bases are bigger, right? So there's last year there was a lot of hype about Acuna getting the first ever, what was it, like 30-40 or something like that, or 30,
like 40-40?
No, I think he had 60 stolen bases or something like that. It was ridiculous. It was a shitload, right? It was awesome. But again, it was the first season with the new added package of rules towards the stolen bases. So you expected to see higher numbers.
20% bigger. I can't remember what the exact number is. It's like an inch or something. You wouldn't think of it being a lot, but when a player
for base stealers, that's a whole lot.
Usually this far away when they're getting called out.
Yeah,
so
that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Even more so, too. If you put the bases from 3 years ago or 2 years ago next to the bases today, like you can see that the bases look significantly bigger. And then you're like, wait, it was only like an inch. How are they that much bigger?
But
it's
Acuna probably
significant.
is loving that size, much more size, because it's that speed. You're able to touch that base that much quicker of a second before you can get thrown out.
Shout out to the Brewer player who magically missed the base the other night, which is incredible.
Yo, when I saw that and the replay threw me, I was like, wait, what are they? Wait, what's happening? And when they showed the slow-mo of him coming back, and then going without touching, just whipped second base, I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah. Like you can't make that stuff up. Clearly, it wasn't on purpose, but the fact that Dodgers were able to notice that, like, that's insane call.
Here's the kicker, right? If Aaron Judge doesn't do something significant home run wise this year to make people start forgetting about Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, right? The MLB is praying that Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge end up in this home run battle, because without this, people are forever going to speak. And all of us old timers, we can say at this point, will never stop talking about it. But I mean,
Barry Bonds' run? No.
Can you imagine if Mike Trout stayed healthy right now and he was in this home run race with Shohei and Aaron Rodgers? It would be insane. But you're going to see juiced balls back next year. And it's going to, the ball is going to, oh, dude, the ball is going to leave the fucking park next year. We haven't seen juiced balls in a few years. We haven't seen juiced balls in a few years. And it seems like it's this rotational clock.
Did you get like 65, 66 a couple years ago?
Yeah.
And that was the most in how many years?
And you've got this scuttlebutt. I haven't looked anything into it, so I'm calling it scuttlebutt right now. Yeah. But we're looking at new rules coming out for pitching where starters, in lieu of giving up 4 runs in a half inning or an injury that puts you on the IL, basically.
Yeah.
Or the IR, basically, you got to go 6 innings.
Wow.
So you can't pull them.
So there's
in lieu of 4.
Oh, you're taking this L.
In lieu, So again, you're going to see
bored with this shit.
You're going to see the mix. It's you've got you basically have a old person casino tour bus in the rotation for bullpen at this point. Like you have a starter that gets you 2-3 innings, and you're like, hell yeah, and then it's all bullpen for that's 3 games, and you're like, what?
I hate to interrupt. I need to take a few minutes real quick. My daughter let a wasp in the house, so
absolutely.
Yeah, take care of that, and make sure you tell us the story when you get back too. I'm hoping this is going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Good luck to that.
Hope he doesn't get beat by this thing. Yeah, that's going to be absolute insanity if they bring that in there. Freddie Peralta already can't go 4 innings without throwing 100 pitches. So what are they going to do?
So I think I believe the other side of that too is 100 pitches.
Okay, so
at 100 pitches, so So there's the 100 pitches. There's the 4 runs in a half inning, basically your inning, or an injury that puts you more or less on, at minimum, you're looking at the 10-day injured list. Let me see if the internet has anything more on it real quick.
So that basically you're going to force even the shitty pitchers to go out there and pitch. There's no, I'm not feeling it tonight. I'm going to pull myself out of the game type deal where the guy's thrown give up a couple single home runs or whatever. And then all of a sudden the guy comes in out of the bullpen for him, or a long reliever comes in.
Okay. So I'm not just talking on my butthole either. Yeah. This just came out this week. Yeah. Okay. Major League Baseball is considering a new rule that would require starting pitchers to pitch a minimum of 6 innings in each game, potentially changing the role of starters moving forward.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's changing the role. I guess that's a great word for it, but I would like to use some other phrase maybe, and it would just be getting back to the foundation that is a starting pitcher, right? Quality starts, you got 5 innings for a quality start. Well, you used to go, it would be your starter, a great game, your starter would get you 6, and then your setup would come in or your middle reliever would come in for 7, your setup would come in for 8, and your closer would come in for 9. That was a good game, a great game. Your starter goes 7 or more. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say my dad said that what's this bullpen bullshit? He's what the fuck bullpen game? What's a bullpen game? Because we used to have a coach that lives down in Illinois now and coaches them Cubbies, and he used to have bullpen games all the time, and it did not work out well for us most times.
DUE 2 TO injuries this year. We as well have had few bullpen games. Wow, English is hard sometimes if you allow it.
Yeah, it's hard for me a lot. Like I have days where it's very hard for me. I struggle quite a bit.
Yeah, multiple places have reported that though. Bleacher, MLB Trade, MSN.
I guess now is a good time for us to shout out our new acquisition, Charles.
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the team. Charles and I we've always wanted this. This is one of the things that we wanted for the podcast, is to be owners of a professional sports team.
This is the real deal, people. This is really happening. Actually, I believe, oh yeah, absolutely. I want to put us on a 2-year clock to go visit the squad. We'll be headed We'll be headed to a location to be revealed here very soon.
Well, everybody, welcome the new owners of the Caledonia Braves FC soccer team. Charles, Patrick, PR, and Mike. The boys with the heat are now professional soccer team owners.
It's a Scottish league. We're doing really well. So I've dug into quite a bit of it. Okay, so when you pull up the league board, which I believe you could find right there on that website. So when you pull up the league board, you'll see, I believe we're in 4th currently right now. Hey, welcome back.
I'm back.
Welcome back. That's fine.
Oh, we're talking about the soccer league.
Yeah, our football club.
Yeah.
Scottish football club, the Caledonia Braves. Merchandise coming soon. Dug into that. Yep, there'll be links and everything passed out.
So what? Explain to me. I don't know if y'all talked about it, but run it back with me. What's the plan?
We're on a 2-year clock to go visit our boys over in Scotland. That's the plan right now. But we're going to play it by ear. We're going to play it by wind. They've accumulated 1.6 milli of the 2.5 milli needed.
They're going to reach this. They're still in the middle of the season. The more success they have, the more people are going to buy
into this. The more publicity it's going to get.
Yep. As of right now, based on promotion and relegation, we are number 2. We've got a really good chance. Okay. I'm not sure if we'll get it this year. And I don't mean that in there's not a chance. The reason I'm saying that is I haven't looked at enough film, and just purely looking at the leaderboard, the goal differential favors the number 1 team significantly.
Yeah. Second is about as good as we're going to get this as of right now.
Absolutely.
At this current state.
Yep. It's going to take a couple of wins and a loss on their side. I think we're more than capable. Honestly, I'm loving where we're at. The opportunity is fantastic. Of course, it makes it even better that it's Scottish. The Corlett blood in me right now is just a singing.
I just want to go to a pub.
I can't wait to get back. I can't wait to get back to the fatherland. I've got more of a reason now to head back to the fatherland.
Give me a pint or two.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I know we're going to do a lot of promotion for this, regardless of whatever book they decide to put us in. Mm-hmm. We'll be reaching out to the players often to try and get interviews, to try and get
quotes. Man. We get an interview on here. This would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I would dig that.
Yeah, go ahead, check them out. If you guys want to join up into the ownership group, we would love to have you. Oh my gosh, I know that. The community so far, we're fresh, we're new, but it's loving, it's caring, it's massive, it's worldwide. Absolutely. So the Caledonia Braves FC. We're very excited for you lads out there. All the support in the world coming from this group of gents here. We're really looking forward. We're here. We're in it, thick or thin. High water or low tide or high tide, however you want to say it, lads. We're here for you.
And we're going
Tuesday
nowhere.
Versus Broom LLC. We will get that score to everybody on our live episode on Monday. We'll get the score out on Tuesday, and we'll add it to the show for Thursday.
It'd be very exciting. 28 minutes until the Packer game. surprise, a lot of you didn't realize this, neither did we at the time, but it's going to be like a Packer watch party. Hey.
Hi.
But anywho, good luck, lads. We're loving this. You've got that first round victory, came out strong. We'd love to see it coming into the second round Tuesday. But bring home another victory. Bring home another victory.
Let's get it.
Now that you're back, we'll double back to double baseball. Baseball real quick. Then we'll jump on some football here. The Brewers,
yes,
20 games above 500, and they're 10 or 11 games up in their division here. Hold on, let me see.
It was either 10 or 10 and a half. They won today, so they at least maintained.
Yeah, we're 11. Yeah, we're 11
lead.
games. Yeah, we're 11 games.
That division is pretty much over, with there only being about a month left in the seasons.
We're 11 up on the Cards, 11 up on the Cubs, 12 up on the Reds.
Up on us. 11 and a half.
11 and a half up on the Cubs. Yeah, 12 up on the Reds and 12 and a half up on the Pirates. I put it in the group chat the other day. There a fancy stat about Mr. Paul here. First 5 games, he threw 53 pitches over 100. The next 5 games, he threw, I think, it was like 23 pitches. And then these last 5 games he's pitched in, he's only pitched 5 pitches above 100.
Do you believe that the coaches said something to him? Maybe his pitching coach said something and said, you don't need to throw the heat. We're not going to the World Series. We don't need you to throw fire every game.
He's young enough that maybe, he's young enough.
Save it. Save it.
Maybe he started to feel a little soreness.
Yeah.
It was fatigue. Like, hey, I got to...
The fact that y'all are literally just a game, I guess I want to say, game and a half.
On the Dodgers, yeah.
That's insane. Y'all are literally almost have the best record in the NL.
Yeah. In the NL, yeah. We just
and even Cleveland. All of baseball, period, because the Yankees are not too far ahead of y'all. Like that, let's talk about that for a second.
Right now, as I look at it, Phillies 72-50, Dodgers 72-51, Brewers 72-52.
Let's talk about that for a second. Like the Brewers are on pace to possibly not only be the best team in NL, but possibly be the best team in baseball this year.
We're not going to win 100 games.
I'm just saying, it's just the sheer fact that you just say that out loud. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a crazy thing. Listen,
and we're so young right now.
Being a Chicago Cubs fan and being able to be a part of a team that could say that they were the best team in NL, like you guys have a legit shot. Even with Yelich going down, clearly that's not making a huge of a difference as far as offensively. Guys are going to come ahead.
Well, I'm going to go through the rest of their series, and you guys tell me with the series if it's a win, they win the series or they don't. Let's go through the rest of the Brewers schedule. This is an interesting fact. All right, so they just swept Cleveland, the Guardians, at home. Yeah. All right, they go to St. Louis for 3.
Y'all got to at least get 2 out of those 3.
Yeah, two.
And then we go to Oakland for 3.
That's a sweep.
All right, and then at home versus the Giants. That's probably not a sweep. Maybe take 2 out of 3.
I'd say 2 out of 3.
Yeah. 2 out of 3. Yep.
4 at Cincinnati. That might be a split for me.
Yeah, that might be a split just because it's Cincinnati at Cincinnati.
Now this is
even if it's a split. Yeah.
This is where it starts to get interesting.
This will be the last 3 weeks.
The last 3 weeks, but there's a lot of games. Holy crap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So at home versus the Cardinals.
I still think 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. At home versus Colorado.
That's a sweep. I'm calling it now as a sweep because of what they did to us at Colorado. I think the boys are hungry.
I can confidently say that's a sweep.
So in these last games, there's 3, 6, 9, 13, 16, 19 games. In the last 19 games, they play series with San Francisco, Arizona, Philadelphia, Arizona, Pittsburgh, and the Mets.
I think y'all strongest
out of those 19 games, what's your strongest feeling on what their record would be? And I'm going to tell you what their finishing record is going to be based off of what you guys just told me.
You go ahead.
Those 19 games, if we go 12-7, I think 12-7 is worst case scenario. I think 15-4 really is what we're looking at. I think 15-4.
It comes down with that. I think 15 games out of those 19. I think that's.
I think the Phillies are going to be tough. I think the
Arizona teams are going to be the tough ones.
Right, Arizona. I mean, but Arizona's on some kind of slide right now.
I think the first 3-game series of Arizona, you take 3 out of 2, but the 4-game one, I think you split it 2-2.
Yeah.
All right. So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can see if we make it to 90 wins, I think that would be pretty incredible, to be honest.
They're gonna finish an extra 25 games over. So 45 games over 500 is what you guys believe.
I think these last few weeks, especially like crazy. I think y'all have a shot of actually claiming at a minimum.
It's going to take a couple. It's going to take the Phillies to lose a few, right? Like the 6-10 in the last 10 might not cut it, but as long as we stay 7-3.
I think if you could take a couple away from Philly in y'all series and then definitely do work with Arizona in the last
Philly
19
at home?
games.
I'll give you,
Philly's,
But here's Philly's schedule.
That bodes better for us.
Yes, yeah.
Philly plays Atlanta, Kansas City, Houston, Atlanta, Toronto, Miami, Tampa Bay. They've got the next 20-some games.
They got more damage than y'all have.
Make the playoffs. So
what about the Dodgers? Which is weird. The Dodgers did everything they could to win the series against the Cardinals today.
And the Dodgers. Well,
the Dodgers again. I think once we get
they'll be playing at least the Padres and the Diamondbacks 2 more times.
Oh, the Dodgers aren't. It's not so easy for them either. They've got.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see what happens by the time August is over.
Arizona, Cleveland, the Cubs, Atlanta, the Padres, Colorado,
and the
Miami.
Cubs aren't doing terrible right now.
They're 5.5 away from a wild card spot, so it's not like we're completely out.
You guys are 6-4 right now.
The issue the Cardinals with the Cubs
stayed 3-7.
Is when the Cubs did get hot, they didn't continue to stay hot.
No, that was the problem.
Yeah.
Well, so we're definitely going to need help from you guys to even get a chance wild card spot.
If the Cubs play more at home than they do away, they've got a chance.
I think
our schedule moving forward. This is what we got. So we went 3-2 with Toronto over the weekend. So we got Detroit up next in the 3-game series. I'm pretty sure. You should take 2 of 3 from Detroit, but Detroit's pitching. I was gonna say it depends on which 3 pitchers you face. If you're pitching the back 3, you'll be fine. But if you're facing the front 3 or even a back with the front 2, that might be. Then we got Miami in 3, Pittsburgh, and then Washington to close out the month of August. But the back end doesn't look.
I think August will be kind to you, definitely. To be honest with you,
September's not looking great. We starts off with Pittsburgh, but then we got the Yankees, the Chargers to start off, and then towards the end we get Washington, Philly, and Cincinnati, the last 3 series of the game. I'm not worried about Colorado and Oakland, but that the Dodgers and Yankees back to back like that's not looking too sexy for us.
No, that's who knows though, bro. It's baseball because it's weird. Because I was thinking the same thing right now. Like when coming into this homestand, and I'm like, fuck, we got 4 against the Dodgers and then 3 against the Cleveland, right? We end up splitting the Dodgers and sweeping Cleveland. And Cleveland's one of the best teams in the AL right now. Looking at the American League division, you got the Yankees at 73, the Orioles at 73, Cleveland. Wow, the Twins are at 70 wins. I thought Kansas City was going to be up there, to be honest with you.
They're only
that
75
win total looked real good for Kansas City, to be honest with you. You should. Anybody who listened to me with the under, I want whoever you bet that money to, send them an email and tell them I won them that money. Right? So
I got a hot question.
That way we can get them as a sponsor on our show.
Baltimore overtake the Yankees for the AL East.
No.
It on paper, no. On paper, no.
The schedule, maybe, but the Yankees. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see because right now they got a half a game on them.
Yeah.
Here's the biggest thing for the Yankees, and I swear this with everything inside of me. Juan Soto. The other day, I watched the Chicago White Sox walk intentionally Juan Soto to then throw a pitch that Aaron Judge hit a home run to. Yeah. I watched the White Sox intentionally walk to get to Judge. And that person was Juan Soto, by the way. And it's funny because...
Which poison do you want more?
And this is what it was supposed to be like with Stanton. So
it did not pan out that way.
No, Stanton's not. The dude doesn't matter if he's big or tiny. He's just hurt all the time. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He needs to live with Aaron Judge for the rest of his life.
A lot of money to sit on the bench. That's
do
crazy.
what Aaron Judge does forever. I don't know what Stanton is thinking, but anywho,
it's not working.
It's Juan Soto.
But Juan Soto has been delivering for the last 3-4 years. Period. And the Yankees, if they could pull a long-term deal with Juan Soto to pair up with Aaron Judge, that's going to be something to watch for the next.
They need to get rid of Stanton. I just don't know where he.
How do you get rid of that contract?
That's what I'm saying. The Dodgers can't take it. They've got enough. And Boston,
some team that wants a superstar but doesn't want to pay superstar money but wants to get them on loan will probably take them, like a Cleveland.
Them picking up Jazz Chisholm too. Like they don't need Stanton.
Yeah. No, they
don't need him anymore.
And then, unfortunately, the reason I fear for the Yankees is because they've got some Bambino curse going on, to be honest with you. They got something. They got some curse. Because even Jazz, got there 48 hours later after playing his first game. He's injured. It's, oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
You got something going on.
I don't have faith in the Yankees ever. I don't care how many titles they have. But one thing always proves the same with the Yankees. They just always choke.
And I like the Orioles in that division. I do. They're younger, they're hungrier. But other than so you got the Yankees and the Orioles battling it out. The Twins are grateful that the Guardians had to play the Brewers this week. They allowed it to stay close.
Houston is always taking away the AOS. I'm like,
it's so weird to see Houston back in that group. The Rangers have, since July 13th, the only team in baseball with a worse record than the Rangers is the White Sox.
They're literally trash.
Who just got eliminated for playoff contention.
You come off a World Series and you don't even make the postseason.
Injuries and contract disputes. Yeah, they lost a lot of that squad.
And you're 12 and a half
to
back
keep
from
one pitcher.
To not even be competitive is insane. They didn't lose they lost their pitching, but they didn't lose their hitting.
Injuries though too. But yeah, it is. It's terrible. You try to knock the Astros, but hell, in their last 10, they're 9-1. I think they're, since the All-Star break, they're one of the 10 best teams in the MLB. But yeah, and they're in a division that's
not that great.
No.
The AOS is.
I haven't paid attention to the American League much this year, to be honest with you. I've watched a little bit of the Tigers here and there, but most of the players I grew up watching with the Tigers at this point are gone, and there was nothing there in the last decade.
But nothing's more depressing than being a White Sox fan. So
yeah, that's so terrible.
We barely made it to.
They've lost 94 games, dude.
95.
95. Yeah. So everything I'm looking at right now is one game behind.
Crazy. So
the fact that you're 42 and a half games away from the goddamn division winner or division lead right now. That is
42 and a half games.
Like you've only won 30 games this year. Like you've only won 30 games.
Dude, I've never seen that. I've never seen that in my life, bro.
Do you want to know the only team that's worse than them? There's only two teams. And even the way as far behind as they are is not even, it's bad, but it's like Miami and Colorado are 27 games back. But the White Sox are 42 and a half games away from Cleveland.
They're supposed to set the modern day record for most losses in a season.
They're going to hit triple digit losses.
Before the season is over next week. Yeah, before the end of the week.
Oh man,
they got 94 losses.
I don't want any White Sox fan to talk to me about how my Cubs suck. Suck my toe.
Hold on, we're gonna play a game right now. We're gonna play a quick game, a really quick game. Where do you think they are in terms of payroll? And that out of the 30,
I think they're probably ranked
teams.
13th,
17.
You guys are very close. You almost had it, Charles. 18th.
18th. And I suppose this without going over.
The worst team.
For perspective, Oakland has the lowest payroll at $62 million.
100% of the time.
That never surprises me.
Was that 162 years in a row now?
but they're 53
all their life. That's been the cheapest team in baseball.
They're 53-70 with the worst payroll in baseball. So it makes no sense to me. In a harder division than arguably
and they're 6-4 their last 10. Hell, they're almost 500 at a ballpark they don't even belong at.
Yeah.
Shout out Angels and Mike Trout.
42.5 games back. Oh my God. Like, you guys suck.
That's so bad.
You're getting paid to suck.
You want to do one more trivia question?
Run.
Of course.
I'm going to give you 3 teams and you tell me, what do you think their average? Okay, the 3 oldest teams in baseball.
Okay.
All right. Where do you think they are?
I would say one has to be the Cubs.
On payroll wise, or who they are?
No, average age of the team, like average player age. Oldest team in baseball.
Who's the youngest team in baseball right now?
The oldest team in baseball.
The oldest team in baseball?
There's actually 2 teams that are tied for first with average age.
What's the teams?
Well, one of them is down. One of them is down south. One of them is out west, and one of them is out east.
Houston?
Nope.
Houston's got to be pretty old, but no. All right, down south.
Arizona?
Atlanta
is tied for first at 30.9.
You said one's out west? How
One's
old?
out west. 30.9 is their team average.
Yeah,
you said
Atlanta. The Braves are in for the Braves. They're already getting injured, right? But the Braves are in for.
The Dodgers have to be the other one.
The Dodgers are the other one. Yep. And then the other one, the other second is they're sitting by themselves at 30.7, and that's the Mets. And that's also because they have a couple pitchers that are like 38, 39 years old.
Yeah.
That kills your team average right there. But yeah, that's a crazy
Where's
stat.
Houston on that list? They've got to be top 5.
They got to be up there.
I don't know. Houston's farm system is on the clock right now. They're really good. Actually, yeah. I was just looking at a list.
Houston is 28.4, 16th.
Yeah. Yep.
And one of the youngest teams in baseball, the Detroit Tigers, Milwaukee is 27.6.
What's Detroit? What did you say? Detroit
Tigers are 27 years old is the average age. So Brewers are 27.6. So there's a lot of young teams. If you're under 29, so the Cubs are at 29.1. It says any team under 29 is pretty much the average. So if you're under 29, you're an average. But the Washington Nationals are 26.4. So they literally are a team of rookies.
They're babies.
Yeah, babies.
Now, I'm not sure where this list is coming from. It looks like MLB. But as of right now, after the 2024 draft, the top farm systems, I think this doesn't take into account that Jackson Chourio and Jackson Holiday are up in the big leagues. Yeah, but it's Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Yeah, and that had Paul Skeens too. But it's funny, you had Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, Chicago, and the Cincinnati Reds.
This is from sporttracker.com. It says 2024 salary payroll that says average age team.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be fun to see. It'll be interesting to see what kind of losses they are. Talking about wins and losses, though, it brings me to the next question I would like to ask the group.
Yes.
What do you think Jerry Jones considers winning?
Attention.
Because when he bought the Cowboys, they're at 140 milli.
Right.
Today, they're at 10.63-ish billion.
If you're a business owner, technically that's winning.
You're winning massively, and you're constantly winning. This one mustache hair dude is throwing my nose.
I wonder if that I bet you that doesn't include the stadium, though. Jerry World, because I believe he built that himself.
Yeah.
But even with the AT&T Stadium, like the team itself is making him stupid money.
Oh, yeah.
But that arena itself is making him more money than the team could.
Yeah,
because all the concerts and events that he's
care. Is that just why he just doesn't give a shit?
Just we have to take this into consideration as an owner. Listen, I would love to get you guys a Super Bowl.
He does not care. I'm telling you right now. We've said this. All of us have said this on here on the chat. I've asked this on Facebook myself on my personal. 90% of these Cowboy fans are as delusional as they are, know the simple fact that Jerry Jones is the cancer for that team until he is done making decisions.
Are they the new Ford family?
Decision, they are not going to win a Super Bowl under this Jerry Jones era or his family's era. It's just not going to happen.
He has already, though.
I'm saying for the last
maybe
30
that was
years,
the business plan, though, Paul. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that was the business plan in the NFL.
And they're making money off of what happened 30 years ago. Hey, what makes you money? I'm not mad at what's making you money. I'm just saying these Cowboys fans, do not hold your breath. If you haven't, if you weren't alive when he won those 3 back in the 90s, I promise you, as long as he is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, if you yourself have not seen the Cowboys win a Super Bowl in your lifetime, don't hold your breath.
I wouldn't hold your breath. Absolutely. As long as they keep winning 9 or more games, he's making more money than he'll ever spend.
Listen, that the city of Dallas alone will keep that
just
man.
His businesses outside of the NFL as an NFL package. Yeah,
he is going to continue to make money, win a playoff game or not. He will constantly stay wealthy, and that's at the end of the day, that's all he cares about. And that's fine. He got his Super Bowl rings as an owner. He don't care, and they're living off of them 5 Super Bowls. Every Dallas Cowboy fan, it's just I hate to compare it like this, but it's just like
you can do it.
We live off of these 6 rings, and it hasn't happened. The last ring we got was 1998. We're pretty much hitting that 30-year mark. The only difference is when we suck, we know we suck, and we're not making excuses. These Cowboys fans, listen, y'all want to be on Jerry's dick so hard.
Yeah.
You don't understand that he's screwing y'all with no lube.
Consistently.
It doesn't matter what team you put on the floor. The Cowboys are going to constantly screw everybody over. All their fans are just going to be upset, breaking TVs all the time.
I made that video, that YouTube short, asking, will Dak Prescott ever win a Super Bowl? And a lot of people, that's the thing. It's like the Cowboys fans cannot stay away. The guy goes, oh, he'll have 5 Super Bowls by 2030. I go, with Dallas, they don't want to answer that question. Where else would he win them? He's not going anywhere to win a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, the best chance he has of winning a Super Bowl is with Dallas.
I think Prescott will be going to Seattle next year.
Although
it does bring a couple questions in real quick. But what's up?
You remember the question that I asked or the statement that I made for next year? I think they're going to tank without tanking. I think they're going to have a good year, and they're going to use that as a sign-in trade so they can get the 1 or 2 pick, whoever it is, and draft Shedeur Sanders next year. Because this is the thing.
And then fire Mike and hire Deion.
This is just entertain.
You got to get this as a hot take, so please elaborate on this.
So just hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. So, one, we already know Deion Sanders has already said that he's only wants his kids to play to specific teams. Correct?
Yep.
And the Cowboys are on that list. Correct?
Of course.
They haven't signed Dak Prescott to an extension, and it doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
I think the CD Lamb hold is because of how close they are with Dak.
I hear you, and that sounds
if I'm
good
being
now.
honest. Yeah.
However, I still don't think that Dak is here after next season because either one, they're going to let him walk, or they're going to use him as bait for a trade.
I don't disagree with you. I don't.
They might trade. And then
the only reason I'm okay with this is because it's Dallas, right? There's a handful of teams I would have been okay with, and Dallas is definitely in there.
And it's like getting Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders to go to the Cowboys. You elaborated already on this, Charles. It does what?
Give me my theme music.
It sells tickets and it puts ass in seats. And at the end of the day, that is all Jerry Jones cares about.
Yeah.
Putting ass to seats in Jerry World. So
here's the thing.
Jerry will pay Colorado for him.
Jerry will pay Colorado more tickets, though? Dak Prescott or the Sanders and his kid?
It can go from Jerry.
You have to. Arguably winning
Yeah.
I don't winning puts tickets. Yeah, winning puts tickets. That's why I said you got to stay at least 9-8. You got to win at least 9 games a year.
If
you're the
you
Cowboys,
can give me the numbers that you gave me last year with a 9 to 10 win season, Dak Prescott is got a golden ticket to go wherever he wants.
Golden goose.
Well, yeah. So the questions I wanted to bring up, right, is okay. So now the scuttlebutt behind the CD Lamb contract, and I don't mean to pop any bubbles if this is a bubble popper, but a bubble popper, but it is because the rumor is that the Dak contract is close.
I could see it.
Briefly knowing the numbers as well as I do, there's nothing that says you can't do one and the other. There's nothing that's saying you have to do one before the other. This is just a Dallas Cowboys thing, and I'm sorry, there's nothing more that could be said about it. It's just terrible business.
It is
ran by somebody who we just said is a really good business guy. But this
a moron when it comes to football decisions.
This is involving personnel, and that is not somewhere where they reside very well. But my big question here, right? My biggest question here is who the fuck does Brandon Aiyuk think he is?
Him.
Yeah.
Who the fuck does Brandon Aiyuk?
What does that say?
There's a lot of arrogance in that room when he's standing there with himself.
Patrick, what does it say next to your name?
That guy. He thinks he's that. Does he think he's that guy? He ain't that guy. He ain't that guy.
Bro, I mean, it's like the Patriots offered him, I think it was 33 or 35 million.
Fuck no.
It was a hefty amount of money. Let's just say that.
The Browns were right there. I think Browns were north of 30.
I don't know what.
No.
He said fuck no to that too.
Yeah.
And now
the Patriots are.
He said fuck no to the Patriots. He said fuck no to the Browns. There's a trade on the table for the Steelers, yet I don't think anybody wants to go to that Wilson Fields show. It's going to be exactly what it's been in this preseason. Ridiculous.
Circus.
So instead now he's yanking the 49ers around some more. This dude isn't Randy Moss or Jerry fucking Rice. It's Brandon Aiyuk, all right? He's in an offense that positioned him well enough to be in an area to be wide open because most defenders in the NFL at that point suck when you also have to defend CMC, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Brock Purdy, right? So you're going to get a whole bunch more one-on-ones than you do somewhere else. Good for you on winning your battle.
What do you think he's worth?
What is he worth? About half of that.
Arguably $28 million.
That's your cap.
$28 million a year. I don't understand why you're $28 million a year and you're on a Super Bowl contending team.
He's not better than
I'm
CD.
thinking more of the
there's
20.
No way he's better than CD Lamb.
No, absolutely not. But he is a number one option, whatever that is. Anymore.
Well, yeah, we'll say he's a top
number one option on a number 2 team.
He's a top 15 wide receiver in the NFL.
Oh,
I can give you that.
I'm not trying to put him in that top 10, but he's a top 15.
I wouldn't argue 8 to 12. I wouldn't argue 8 to 12. I wouldn't blink an eye if someone came up and said 8, and I wouldn't argue if someone said 12.
Wink and go. I might have 6 more at 12, but
let's do 8. Let's do 8. Or let's put Aiyuk at 8.
Okay.
Has 7 receivers better than him right now. We got Justin Jefferson,
CD Lamb,
Jamar Chase,
Jamar Chase. Who else we got?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
DJ Moore,
Jalen Waddle, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson.
Bad.
Devontae Adams.
Cooper Kupp.
Adams gotta be up there. Cooper
Kupp. Yeah.
Luka
Nakua.
Up there.
We're at 11 already.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that obviously it's speculative. Like you can put it's favorite. You can put him wherever you want. But Charles said he falls between 8 and 12, so he could be in a log jam at
You said 8 to 12, so he's number 12.
8 to 12. That's why I figured 22 if the dude's on drugs. To be honest, 22 million a year if Brandon Aiyuk wakes up on drugs. But 28 million should be right where you're taking. And you should take a 4-year fucking contract with a 3-year player option. Because after you win a Super Bowl, say fuck it and leave and go get the money in New England. You're obviously not chasing the money. And what you tested the market to see what other teams would tell you. That's stupid, right? Because this is what I'm going to tell you. Justin Jefferson's making $57 billion a year right now. Because the Minnesota Vikings suck And there isn't another damn person on that team pulling money off the contract list.
Is he pissed because Debo's making 58 on his contract? Is that why he wants to get paid?
Yeah, but Debo's got. Yeah, I know you're not wrong, but
can't compare the two though.
But yeah, because the only way Debo even starts making that much money is if Debo reaches all of these collectives on his contract, right? Like he's got to have like fucking 800 rushing yards or 400 rushing yards or yada yada yada. He's got to have 5 rushing touchdowns and he's got to have 4 catches outside the 20 yards and blah blah blah. And as long as as long as he gets all that. If Brandon doesn't want that's the thing. Brandon could take 22 and get stipulations that bring him up to 30. But what the hell are you expecting on a Super Bowl contending team? And you're not him. Under any spotlight, you're not him. Because here's the kicker, right? Here's the thing. Yeah. Everyone was all pissed off at Brock Purdy when CMC and Debo Samuel and Trent Williams was down, right? But where the hell was Brandon Aiyuk helping Brock out?
To go with your statement, and this is again, I just want everybody
the moment to hear more than one defender was on Brandon. Brandon was trash. He was gone. He was no longer a constant.
We're all in agreement. We're not saying that Brandon Aiyuk is trash. He is a great receiver.
Yes, 8 to 12. Yes.
Respectfully 12.
13, 14.
However, even on your team, you are the 4th option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Behind CMC,
and you don't want to go to a number 1 option.
George Kittle, then you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arguably.
And even if the only reason why the New England Patriots are offering you that much money, they don't have anybody.
They've got a rookie. Yeah, they've got a rookie quarterback for 4 years. They're in position to pay a wide receiver.
In Cleveland, you're not going to be the guy because you're not better than Amari Cooper.
Not by a long shot.
And then they just traded for Judy. So again, you're going to be the 4th option in Cleveland because you got what's his name? Fuck.
Oh, the tight end? Yeah.
No, you're running back.
Yeah, David Njoku. Chubbs.
Chubbs. You got Chubbs.
Yeah.
You got Judy. You got Cooper. You got Njoku. Chubbs. So you're the 4th, possibly the 5th option in Cleveland. Of course, you don't want to go there because you're going to be in the same
in a much more difficult division.
And on top of that, you don't even know who your quarterback is. At least in San Francisco, your quarterback can get you the ball in San Francisco. In Cleveland, you really trust Deshaun Watson over Brock Purdy at this point in their careers?
You think Deshaun Watson?
Do you trust Justin Fields or Russell Wilson over Brock Purdy? That's the thing. The whole thing just blows up, and now at this point, you just look like an idiot. There's no other way around it, dude. Like. You're arguing about maybe $4 or $5 million a year.
Do you think he's going to settle and sign with?
He has no choice.
Yeah, he's got no choice. But is he going to sign that $33 million? Are they just going to go? No, it's off the table now. Now it's 29.
No. New England's out. Cleveland's out. The only thing left is a phone call to Pittsburgh, and that trade goes through. Because the parameters that Pittsburgh said, hey, I'll give you. But at this point, what the fuck are you doing, Pittsburgh? Bro, you don't even have a quarterback yet to throw to this guy. I wouldn't worry about him anymore.
You put your proverbial nuts on the table at Pittsburgh and said, come here. I'm showing you mine. You show me yours. And Pittsburgh's got nothing underneath the table.
Well, I'm guessing this is honestly the whole. If I had to put an educated
game, they didn't show the cards. They show the cards too early.
Yeah, if I had an educated guess on it, Patriots were no and the Browns were no, so that money's off the table. But whatever Pittsburgh is offering Brandon Aiyuk, please Brandon enough, and the trade, the compensation also please the 49ers enough. Now here's the kicker though. The 49ers are in a much better position than the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Brandon Aiyuk probably came to the Brandon probably came to the table and went, listen, Pittsburgh's offering me 31. Why can't you guys offer me 32?
Because I don't need
49ers are like, and the 49ers are like, listen, we're stuck at 28. You obviously want to be here. What else can we do? Can we throw a little guaranteed money in this? Blah, blah, blah. But it's just not enough. And again, it all boils down to who the hell does Brandon Aiyuk think he is? And this is my thing.
If I'm Brandon, I'm looking at all 4 teams, right? Whether you like Brock Purdy or not, he is the best situation.
He's the best quarterback out of the. Yeah, absolutely. By a mile. Not even close.
There's nothing to discuss. Shut up. Take your $28 million a year. Do something for the next 2-3 years, and maybe we'll discuss your increase in 2 to 3 years. But right now, you're not him. I'm glad that you're betting on yourself, but at the end of the day, you're going to pull a Dennis Schroeder, and you're going to miss out on money.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, I like that analogy. I like that a lot. He's definitely going to miss out on money.
I want all players to bet on themselves.
Well,
but let's just be realistic.
Not only that, you're going to get paid and you have the opportunity to go to a Super Bowl with the 49ers again. Come on, let's be realistic. Play with the
clock.
Another deep playoff run.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
At bare minimum, just sign a 1-year guaranteed bullshit contract. If anything, it's Brandon Aiyuk. It's not Randy Moss. It's not Devontae Adams.
Like
it's not Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson or CD Lamb.
When Deebo Samuels did this 2 years ago, it made sense because Deebo Samuels, hey, I'm a Swiss Army knife that could do everything.
You're utilizing me more like a running back and paying me like a bullshit wide receiver.
So give me my money.
And that helped his cause, but he also had the stats to justify getting paid that way too.
And the play on the field reflects the check that he's getting.
Oh, absolutely. But
the check only gets bigger the more he plays. Yeah, it just.
And again, even if you take George Kittle off the table, you're still the third option.
George Kittle's career stats are less because of where he's playing.
But you don't see him complaining.
No.
He's still getting paid to play a game, and he gets to have fun doing it.
Well, that's because he's winning. The headliner for tight end U. Like that's his baby. Like that guy literally, he's made that thing so successful.
And he's winning. And like you said, Patrick, he has the opportunity to go back to another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, what are we complaining about here?
What Aiyuk is doing is he's basically just showing other players, if you don't want to win and you just want to get paid thinking that you're a number one, this is what you do. Yeah.
It's not going to pan out the way he thinks it's going to pan out.
Let's. I don't want to step away from this real quick, but let's just be honest. Green Bay, they don't have a number one. They don't pay players like they have a number one. They've got players that have better stats than Aiyuk. Tell me one thing why he thinks he deserves more money than a player that comes in. Has he consistently proven himself that he deserves $33 million a year?
No, that's the point, though, right? When he was the number one option, when it was him, Brock, and George Kittle for that 3-game stretch, right? Like the 49ers were terrible, and offensively they were terrible. The moment Brandon Aiyuk sees any more than one defender, he's a non-factor.
There's nobody on this planet that's going to sit here and tell me that Brandon Aiyuk is worth CD Lamb money, Justin Jefferson money, Tyreek Hill money, or even Cooper Kupp money. There's just no way.
Let's go over his stats real quick before we jump off this ship. In 4 years, he's got 25 touchdowns, right? 2020, he had 60 for 748 yards, 5 touchdowns. 56, 826, and 5 in 21. 22, he made a jump to 78, 1,015 yards, 8 touchdowns. Arguably, last year was his best year with 75 receptions, 1,342 yards, 7 touchdowns. But you only have 4 years in your career to prove something. You're not worth $33 million, like Charles said. He's making himself out to look like the biggest jackass anybody has seen in a long time.
If you give Brandon 33, Jerry has to give
CD Lamb 40.
Either 35 or more.
Ooh, he might give him 40.
I already know 33 is too low for CD's camp.
That's what I'm saying.
I already know that.
So I'm just saying, you're going to give if CD Lamb comes around and wakes up one morning and has a breaking news alert saying that Brandon Aiyuk just signed a 33.5 annually contract, he's going to be like, Jerry, I'm gonna need you to dig deeper.
Yeah, be 36.5. That's the Dak is also hurting the Cowboys with the CD Lamb situation because the longer it takes. Again though, who knows? Maybe there could be another Tua Tagovailoa situation. I doubt it, but
maybe
it's exhausting for a person who I started it with, and I'll end with: who the fuck does Brandon Aiyuk think he is?
Him.
He doesn't even have show me a double-digit touchdown season, Patrick.
Hate that guy. He doesn't have one.
No, not one. So there you go. He's got all them other. I don't care. If you want to pull $30+ million a year, you better be pulling more than 10 touchdowns in that offense.
I need you to average between 89 to 99 receptions, between 12 to 1,500 yards minimum, and about 10 to 15 touchdowns a season.
What's his yak? What's his yak? What's his career yak?
Yeah, I don't see that.
Do you have that?
ESPN, show me. See all receiving. We'll just Why does ESPN do this with their stats?
Because they're stupid.
They don't have Yak on here.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up in the co-pilot too.
Yeah. Anyway, let's be honest. He is what's 3,900? He's a 795 yard a season, averages 70 catches, and averages 6 touchdowns. That is a mediocre number 3 on a good team, number 2 on a good team.
Yeah, so far the internet only can tell me that his career yak is notable. So you're not a $30 million a year guy if your career yak is notable. No,
and I'm going to say he ranks probably around 30th as far as in the last 4 years of yards and receptions and touchdowns. He's not a top 30 receiver. Last year he was.
No, if you want to go to a desperate housewife, you should have went to the Patriots.
Exactly, Charles.
Moving on from this Brandon Aiyuk drama, 42% of the defense Bills snaps taken are gone from last year with the injury to Matt Milano.
Yeah.
Are the Bills a sinking ship that has already sunk and people just don't realize it because it hasn't come ashore?
Kind of. You got the yak. All right.
I got the yak.
Get it.
So in 2020, 276, 2021, 335, 2022, 333, last year, 227.
So he had more yards.
He averages about 4 to 5 yards after the catch.
That's not great. That's not great.
That's not 30. That's not 30 milli, right?
Sir, go have a seat.
That's nothing you've done is 30 milli. And those are stats that are dependent on you as the player, not the team you're on.
Yeah, those are usually individual performances. Show me what you can do.
For me, yak is huge.
Yeah,
personally, for me, yak is huge. And I'm
pulling up Debo's.
Especially in fantasy, the 2 stats I look at the most is target share.
Target. Where do you find a website to get target share?
That's on the fantasy sites.
I got target shares.
No. I say I get targets, but not target share.
I got target shares. And then yak for Deebo Samuel.
Screw you guys.
He's averaging 9.5.
Sharing these facts.
9.5. Yeah.
He's averaging 9.5.
You guys not share these facts. I talk about them all the time.
Hey man,
now I gotta see Debo. I mean,
my feet in your swimming pool, man. I'm just listening.
You make stats fun, Charles.
Guy. Well, it's the same thing with Jared Goff, right? It's the IQR and all that baloney, right? You can't tell me the guy's a great player. And then I throw these amazing singular stats and you're like, yeah, but look at the team stats. All right, he's a good team player.
Shit.
Yeah.
CD Lamb.
Yeah.
His yak.
Yeah.
About 9.
Not even fucking close.
3.8.
4.8.
4.8. Yeah.
Now I gotta see Justin's.
So yeah, that in CD Lamb's case too,
more reception.
The target share.
His early on years was a little.
But CD Lamb's target share, when you're being targeted 49% of the fucking game, right, and you're getting 20 catches a game, you're not gonna have a high yak. But when on the opposite side of a wide receiver, so I look at CD Lamb, right, and I see this fucking dude's targeted 25 times a game. He catches the ball 14, 15 times. Your yak isn't going to be a lot, right? Because you're catching a lot of those short to medium over the middle passes. But on the opposite side of that, when you're looking at Brandon Aiyuk, and his target share is probably more around 13, and he's probably catching 7 to 9 of those, yak is going to be very much. What are you doing after the ball? Because you're not getting as much target as everyone else. So what is your production with the ball? When you're being targeted 20 some fucking times a game and you catch 14 of those and you average over 4.5, you're looking at just terrible game, right? You're 60 plus yards and a touchdown.
And this is the thing, even with Justin Jefferson having a bad year last year because of injuries, right? Let's take that year. The last 3 years,
I see him around more between 6 and 7.5.
So his rookie year, he was 5.2. His sophomore year, 4.2, and then his third year was 4.9. The only reason why last year dropped off because he didn't play as many games.
Again, too, that speaks volumes to the target share.
Yeah,
is that where you're going with that, PR?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are things that combat each other out, but when you're living in a realm where you're getting the ball or you're getting looked at 20, 25, 30 times a game, you got to think offenses only run, 60 plays at most? So 60 plays, give or take 60 plays on an average, right? Some teams, some explosive offenses get closer to 70. Some of your more slow running type offenses get like 60, 50 or 60. So 50 to 70 plays a game, and you're being targeted 20 times out of those, and you've got a team of 11, right? Those are the things you look for. Those are the things you want. It's why in the middle round for fantasy football this year, I'm going to love teams like the Broncos and the Jaguars and really Carolina.
Especially the Broncos, because we know what he does. He likes to run high, heavy offensive plays. Look what he did.
And I'm looking, Yep, and that's where target shares come in. That's where targeting.
Just don't take Bo Nix if you don't want picks and receptions. He's gonna wing it. But you don't want.
It's Brett Favre, bro. It's the second coming of Brett Favre, definitely. Yeah.
But back to Charles. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Hey, bring it back. Bring it on one more time.
Well, no, it's so if we had moved on from Brandon Aiyuk. He's like a cancer right now. It's crazy.
He had to bring it back.
Yeah, no, I'm glad we brought it back.
I had to make sure that we knew that we weren't just talking shit without actual shit talking back.
I'm glad you guys got on the same boat.
Yeah. I don't want none of that blowback. No, y'all don't know what. No, we know what we're talking about.
Definitely
get the fuck out of here.
42% of the Bills defense with Matt Milano being gone now for at least until December. You got 42% of the defense who had the snaps last year not in there. Obviously, the return of Von Miller might be something great if he doesn't get injured again. Still getting paid way too much.
To have more than half of your defense going.
Yeah, 42% is crazy. And then you also have, what was that? You were looking at the same number on offense being gone too. 40% of that offense was also gone. You got a brand new Bills team. Are the expectations of the AFC East too high for the Bills?
I wouldn't say they're too high, but it's obviously starting to look like it
in
might
a division. In a division with the Jets and Miami.
It's going to be difficult.
Are they still the favorites though?
No, they can't be the favorites. I would assume the Jets probably are the favorites now.
As long as he stays healthy.
A healthy Jets team.
As long as they stay healthy, yeah.
Charles has said this the whole time. He's a healthy Jets team has Super Bowl aspirations.
Especially with that defense.
Yeah. I'm not saying they will make the Super Bowl. I'm like, but they have to have expectations to do that. You wouldn't have went out and got
the Packer
Rodgers
game started by you guys yet? I might not be able to.
I didn't even.
I might have to go into the living room.
I'm checking.
I can't find the channel. Because the NFL Network, where it's supposed to be, but I'm guessing it's not going to be there.
For you guys, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm checking my NFL Network. I got it.
Is the game on?
Yeah. Denver's up 3-0. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin that for you.
No, you're good. Oh, okay, cool. It's on one of the actual channels for me this time. It's on Fox. All right, cool. Yeah, big play from Wilson there. Awesome. I'm bummed I missed Bo Nix.
I'm gonna tune into the Saints game just because, you know.
So Jordan Love, we must have missed Jordan Love and everything too, eh? Well, we'll have to get a recap on it. 8 minutes going into the first. You got Sean Cliffy out there. Did Jordan Love even play?
Mm-mm.
Huh. We'll see. Pull up some stats here real quick.
I gotta watch the Saints game for my other side of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I totally forgot that the game started.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it doesn't look like
times are weird.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Jordan Love was playing in this game, anyways.
I figured that was going to happen, but
yeah,
when you already know what you have, it's not.
Yeah, I'm not. I was hoping to see some more of Josh Jacobs. Whoa, that offensive line blew up.
They did last week too. They didn't look very good. That third string Packers offensive line. Please nobody get hurt. Yeah. Please nobody get hurt.
Yeah. We've got some rotations needed If injuries end up hitting us, I can see us being closer to 9 wins than 11.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Okay, something I wanted to bring up to the group. Yeah. The recent news of Nick Cage being casted as the 1970s version of John Madden. The question I would like to bring to the table, would Ed O'Neill make a great 90s John Madden?
No. Why? We have Frank Caliendo, who can do makeup, looks just like him, and sounds just like him. Why are we doing this? It's all going to be AI. There's no way that he's going to be able to do this voice.
As much as I cannot rebuttal that statement from Sir Patrick. I like watching him do those impersonations on Fox on Sundays. Was like,
it's fucking crazy how spot on it is.
Okay, so I'll give you the voice. I'll give you the impressions.
He looks like him with the right amount of makeup and you put the right glasses.
All you'll see is Frank. All you'll see is Frank.
If you could
That's all you would see the whole time. It would take away from John Madden. It would take all you would talk about is how good Frank looked or acted like John. You wouldn't actually take anything away from the John story itself. I'm on the other side of this. I like Nick Cage. I like Nick Cage casted as it. I could be wrong, but I like Nick Cage casted as it.
I'm with Patrick on this one.
I understand the Frank Caliendo take, but to me, arguably, you would just all you would see is the comedian Frank. You wouldn't see John.
No, I see you, but I think he could pull it off. You don't have faith in the man. Frank can do it.
He does his football things well. He does his comedy shit really well.
Here's the thing. How are you going to look at that? How are you going to look at said guy?
It's going to be hard not to see and wonder if they're stealing the national independence. I agree.
No, not even that. Look at the last movie he was in. You played a fucking vampire dude.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he ate bugs and shit. I can't. What the hell's the name of the movie? Shout out. I love him as an actor. Just love him as an actor. But I cannot see him as John Madden.
It's going to be hard for me.
I can see the mannerisms, maybe.
Yeah.
Honestly, when there was side-by-side photos of 1970s Madden and Nicholas, and they look a lot alike. It'll be interesting to see if he can get the mannerisms correct. I think he can. It's old Nicky Poo. I think he'll do just fine. I think old Nick will do just fine.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to. There's going to be a lot. You're going to be able to tell this is AI.
So I knew I should have known immediately the Green Bay starters in their entirety weren't playing when you told me the over-under was 6.5 favored in Bronco country.
Yeah, the Broncos playing some starters out there. They got their starting running back, the starting quarterback. Looks like the offensive line is out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the whole damn crew is out there.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like, we're rocking 2s at best. It looks like 3s, to be honest with you, because I think Pratt is going to end up being our number 2, but Clifford's coming out and looking real good. 4 for 6, 27 yards. Got about an 80 QBR right now.
Yeah,
so it's not too terrible. So you guys are not fans of the Ed O'Neill playing a 1970s version of old Johnny Madden. Or not 1970s, 1990s.
Ed O'Neill, I can get along with. I cannot.
I would like to see Ed O'Neill play a 90s version of John Madden, if that was ever a possibility. But we got anything else we want to bring up? Otherwise, it's facts and trivia time. Who's taking the football decade?
Can I bring my list up?
Yeah, we want you to bring your list up because I want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
ESPN, we got beef.
ESPN did us dirty here.
We got beef because this is the second time in less than 30 days you didn't put on a list that just doesn't. It doesn't make sense, and I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you keep sucking, and it's starting to get frustrated at this point. You guys put out, whether it's ESPN or an employee from ESPN, you're all together. I'm tying you all together with the same bow. You guys put a top 25 list of college football players since 2010, and your top 10 list started off horrendous. I'm going to just read y'all the list. I'm going to read your list from top to bottom. Or do you want me to go from bottom to top? Which one would you decide?
However you want to do it.
We're going to go from bottom to top. So the 10th best player in college football since 2000, since the year 2000, so for the last 24 years, is the wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald from Pittsburgh. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Number 9, Joe Burrow, LSU. Number 8, offensive tackle Bryant McKinney, University of Miami.
Yep.
Number 7, Reggie Bush, USC running back. Number 6, Tim Tebow, quarterback, University of Florida. Number 5, safety Ed Reed, University of Miami. Number 4, QB Vince Young, Texas. Number 3, QB Cam Newton, Auburn. Number 2, QB Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma. And number 1, defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh, Nebraska. What in all the holy hell? How is Ndamukong Suh in the last 24 years? What stats are you looking at where you're saying, yep, Ndamukong Suh is the best college football player in the last 24 years?
As we talked pre-show, I don't think it's stats that came into play with this list. For me, it can only be 2 things. 1, an it factor, which is unmeasurable by stats and only obtainable by opinion. Or 2, the guy leading this list graduated from the University of Nebraska.
There's no logic behind it.
There's no logic behind it. No, because
you're going to tell me Baker Mayfield is a better college player than Vince Young.
See, and again, too, on the college side of things, for me, not being a Texas or Oklahoma fan, other than the great game for Vince Young, there's a lot of it memories for me with Baker Mayfield.
Paul, are you just upset?
Hype?
Are you just upset because oh man, I'm going to bring something up right now. Paul is not going to like about Ndamukong Suh.
I think
Let's
I
say
just
this.
don't think Ndamukong Suh as the number 1 college player in NFL.
You might change your mind after this. In 2009, in the Big 12 championship game against Texas, 7 tackles for a loss, 4.5 sacks.
But did they win?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they won.
See, as long as I wish there was context with it at some point, but I mean, for me, it just sounds like a Dan Orlovsky list. If we're being honest, it just sounds like a Dan Orlovsky, because it's always, oh yeah, here's my top 5 desserts. Number 1, avocado dip. Number 2, and it's, dude, how the fuck is avocado dip your number 1 dessert? Oh, because when I go with the healthy option for a snack, I like
the list.
Block.
Bill Connolly, ESPN staff writer. It's a staff writer.
Where'd he go to school? Where did he go to school?
I'm
gotta find out with the
staff writer.
I'm telling you, somewhere around Nebraska.
It's not even a journalist. It's just a beat writer, like a staff writer.
Yeah.
You let some freaking buffoon go out here and fucking write an article.
I'm about to find out.
Bill Connolly. We'll add him to our LinkedIn.
Man, here. Lucas Van Ness is being a monster again, bro. I'm so glad that is being shoved in my face. I love it. TCU, yeah. See, that's pretty close. That's pretty close to Nebraska.
No.
Okay.
No.
The fact that he went to TCU, that's why Vince Young is so low on that list.
I don't know if you went there. I'm looking at I'm looking at all this stuff right now. Columbia, Missouri.
So this is how he ranked it. He says, I have ranked players in a few different ways through the
University of Missouri, Columbia.
So we're getting the details now.
University of Missouri, Columbia. So Missouri. Which is very close, Charles, to Nebraska.
Yeah. Ouch.
Paul is having a real hard time here dealing with this. I do not like the list either, but there are some things that can justify it.
Yes, to me, unfortunately, if you just look at it based off of the it factor, how many moments did each one of those individuals on that list, like memory-ridden moments for somebody not a part of your university?
Apparently, Ndamukong Suh's only great season was just his senior season. He was pretty average.
I mean, he was
2006 to 2008.
No matter what, though, there's no universe.
So
that
here's
puts
my thing.
that dude on number one.
No,
Ndamukong Suh?
Yeah, there's just no matter how.
And again, top five possibly, but the number one person in college football is Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, even if Baker Mayfield was one, it would make more sense because of, like you said,
those it moments. Yeah, I mean, just
that,
the big
it
one
would make sense.
Yeah,
but for Ndamukong Suh, it's not making sense for him to be the number one player.
Oh, no,
I mean, the reason. What?
They did lose to Texas 13-12. Then they beat Arizona, and they beat Arizona on the Holiday Bowl 33-0.
So can
I give you their schedule before you jump all over me? They played Florida Atlantic, Arkansas State, Virginia Tech, Louisiana, Missouri, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Baylor, Oklahoma, Kansas State, Colorado.
Listen, Big 12 and now is still dog shit.
I'm gonna say most of those teams are pretty shitty. So if they were playing Big Ten teams, I would have gave it to them.
Nothing's changed over the last 20 plus years.
Probably
in
not.
Big 12. It's like, so
it's just terrible.
Again, I'm not discrediting Ndamukong Suh's only good year, because let's just be real. Most of the people on this list, Vince Young, technically, his only good year was his 2005 year when he won the national championship. Cam Newton, same thing. Tim Tebow, you could say he had 2 good years. Reggie Bush, you could say he had 2 good years. Joe Burrow, only 1 good year, the year that he won the national championship at the Heisman. But if
are we forgetting the main point though?
You don't put him number.
Maybe the list did exactly what it was meant to do.
Oh, it was meant to piss people off.
Oh, yeah, just piss people off. That is yes, little
clickbait at its finest.
That's literally just they're struggling so much that this is what they've resorted to, and
we're talking about
it's funny, but I don't know why they want us talking about them. They're terrible. All they should be doing is talking about sports. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to put out a competent list.
Like, come on.
This is
again, though.
It's triggering me again. Though, we get accused of all the time when we put out shorts. Like we get accused of putting out things out there that people trigger people to comment.
Talking about.
Yeah. It's like you commented on it. Obviously, you care. You cared enough to watch it. You cared enough.
If you're eating at a 3-star Michelin or a 5-star hobo field, what does it matter?
Yeah, you're there.
You're still eating a good meal. Speed it. Hit us with some dad jokes.
All right, let's pull out the book.
I like that he's pulling out the book, the good book. I'm pulling out the good book.
What do you call a cat with 8 legs that likes to swim?
Peanut butter.
Spider
An
cat.
octopus.
Oh, Jesus.
Dad jokes. Dad jokes.
One more. Last one. What does a cloud do when it gets an itch?
I don't know.
Severe skyscraper.
Severe skyscraper.
All right, who's doing the NFL fact trivia? It's one of you two. I did 1960s last week, so I'll do state facts while one of you two look it up. Patrick, you got it this week, and then PR will do it next week.
I'll do next week.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be 1960. It's just a random decade. Your choice.
I got you,
okay,
boss.
So while that's happening, the random state we picked this week, Tennessee became the 16th state of the United States on June 1st, 1796. It's known as the volunteer state due to the large number of volunteers who fought in the War of 1812. That makes sense.
Like it's valid.
Yeah. Tennessee is bordered by 8 states. Damn. Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Missouri. Capital and largest city, Nashville.
Yes.
Big music heritage, natural beauty, historical sites, Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley in Memphis. This is the second most visited house museum in the U.S. after the White House. Unique
sense.
landmarks, the AT&T building in Nashville. Often called the Batman building due to its distinctive design, is the tallest building in Tennessee. That's pretty interesting. Okay, here comes the merchandise trivia. This is my favorite part. This one threw me for a loop. I would not have guessed any of these. In Tennessee, the most purchased items reflect both local culture and broader consumer trends.
Bourbon.
What do you think number one is?
Tennessee whiskey.
Run that list again.
It's a reflection on both local culture and broader consumer trends.
Moonshine.
Okay, so Patrick says liquor.
Copper
Liquor.
pipe.
You say liquor.
Copper
Patrick
pipe.
says
liquor.
Elvis Presley memorabilia.
That's a good one. That's a good
medical instruments.
What?
Tennessee is a significant exporter of medical, surgical, dental, and veterinary. I would have never guessed that. Well done, Tennessee. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. What do you think number two is?
Bourbon.
Shit, after that, I don't know.
Okay, so Patrick's back. Patrick's back on the liquor.
Not really, but yeah.
We're not phrasing it that he's back on the horse.
Oh, yeah.
Back on that horse. Not by any means.
Volunteer sports gear.
Okay, and then you're back on the sports. Automobiles. Large automobiles, particularly those with piston engines, are among top exports.
We are not doing Tennessee.
Okay, coming in at number 3.
Lithium batteries.
Oh, smartphone and computers. Yeah, these tech items are highly purchased and exported.
That was it?
Coming in at number 3. Yeah.
What?
Coming in at number 4 is the liqueurs, whiskeys. Tennessee is famous for its whiskeys with brands like Jack Daniels. Yeah.
The fact that medical equipment and automobile stuff is the number 1 and 2 threw me for a loop.
I don't know.
Wow, I was super excited to get to Tennessee. Yeah. Way better than Missouri.
We do a lot of work for medical stuff in Tennessee. I should have knew that.
Yeah. And number 5, cotton. Both raw and processed cotton are major agricultural products. Don't look at me, it's a fucking list. It's a list. Don't look at me. And then number 6.
I didn't make this list.
Food products, bakery goods, cereals, pastas, and other food items are also popular. So there's a lot going on in Tennessee. Actually, it's where the wife and I plan on retiring here in probably 20, 30 years.
I think a lot of people have that same place. In the mountains and go see the old smoke.
Probably just outside of Nashville, to be honest with you. Her and I, we like the city. We do. So it's something that
2 Christmases ago, we went to
it's
to
cheaper.
The mountains.
It's actually not that bad.
It's expensive. We got an office
in Nashville. Yeah. But
we went to the
we're
mountains
talking
2
like
Christmas ago. It was we got stuck.
We got stuck.
You're from Texas, of course you got stuck. And your better half's from Louisiana.
No, because
forgot where you parked the car.
My father-in-law thought that we had one of them tractor vans because it was like 8 of us. It was my father-in-law, his wife, his sister. My brother-in-law, his brother-in-law, daughter, me, the wife, my child. So 8 of us. And those little tractor, little vans like the Amazon trucks.
Yeah.
They got those little itty bitty wheels. Yeah. Those aren't made for mountains.
Oh, no. That's made for any.
It's going to be weird for me when we finally make it to Tennessee. My whole life, I've been like the UP. I've stationed in Alaska. I still deal with snow now in Wisconsin. Yeah. It's not nearly as much, right? Like I looked at the yearly average.
Anything with the fucking roads there, they're terrible.
No.
When they get snow, they
terrible.
Fuck it, I don't know. Yeah.
Dude,
ice storm shuts the whole state down for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it's
when we got stuck and we looked outside the next morning, like after because it was at night, we went outside and the amount of trucks that were just
sideways, upside down, facing the wrong way.
It was just this is bad, and all these footprint tracks for people.
That's like there's no way I could ever right now buy a vehicle without all-wheel drive.
Charles would just be sitting on his porch smoking and looking at all the cars and all the cars
stupid
in the ditch.
Oh, I've learned
like 3 miles down the road and just waving. Give me some help.
And in my mind, I'm like, did they not give us the option for snow chains at least to put on the damn tires? Come on, people.
Depending on where you were and the area, there was probably a station at the bottom of the hill that you could have stopped and rented snow chains from.
The absolute funniest thing, and I'm from Chicago, so I've been in snow.
Yeah.
Not like this crap that we get here. I've had to walk to school where snow is damn near all the way to your hip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude,
so every time it snows down here, and I see people just literally freak out. It's, hey, you're driving like a maniac. Act like you got some sense. I know you don't got all-weather tires, so calm the fuck down and go home and stay inside. Because clearly, you don't know how to drive in inclement weather of 2 centimeters of snow. They're like, Paul, you don't know what you're talking about. No, nay, I know what I'm talking about. You fuckers don't know how to drive. You barely know how to drive in rain, let alone snow.
It's living in the city. It's so funny because like I learned real quick. Like people down here, like the weather is just there, right? Like it
doesn't stop anybody from doing it.
No, like I go 65 and a 45,
right?
Whether it's raining, sunny, doesn't matter if there's 9 inches of water there. And that's the best part, dude. And even watching, because recently we've been going through these flash floods, because who knows why, but like these roads are flooding up and they're getting 8 to 9 inches of water on them. And you'll just see this little Ford Taurus go 40 and hit this wall of water and then just
stall out.
All of a sudden on the fucking clock, flashers come on. Tick, tick, tick. And I'm like, well, at least you put your fucking flashers on. Because
what are we doing?
What do you do?
What are we doing?
And I don't know if it's because like I've been to war, but there is a significant portion of life where I'm like, hey, this isn't worth it. Let's do it tomorrow.
I'm not gonna go. You gotta think. Is it?
I'm not a doctor. Like I'm not a policeman or What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you driving? Why are you going that fast?
Speaking of going too fast.
Uh-oh.
You ready for some fast trivia?
Yeah, perfect. Good. I was drowned in there. I was about to start yelling at people.
All right. The 70s in the NFL was absolutely wild.
Ooh.
All right.
Perfect.
So in 73, O.J. Simpson, the former Heisman Trophy winner, became the first NFL player to run for more than how many yards in a season?
1,800.
No, I want to say 2,000.
It was 2,000. 2,003 yards.
Yeah.
Well done.
In 1970,
couldn't outrun nobody.
In 1970, the president of the Cleveland Browns became the NFL's first president. Or became the NFL's president. My bad. That wasn't the first one.
Yeah.
In 1970, who was the president of the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, I don't know.
So there was two before Goodell.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Art Modell.
Art Modell. That's stupid. I should have known that.
So
yeah, I think so, bro. I think so. I'm usually the one giving the trivia. This is going to show people I'm not as smart as I think I am.
So Bob Greasy led the Miami Dolphins to 3 AFC titles, and how many Super Bowl victories did they win with Bob Greasy?
1.
2.
This is one that really, I didn't know this is when they actually changed this rule. In 1974, the competition committee recommended moving the kickoff from the 40 to the 35-yard line. Why?
Injuries?
It wasn't injuries.
Too many touchbacks?
No, their excuse was to make the returns more exciting. I was thinking the same thing. Injuries.
Yeah. They've been having a problem with the kickoff since the fucking 70s.
And they still ain't figured that shit out.
They may have now. I
think
this is exciting.
40 years.
Here's one that I think that one of you guys is going to get this one. Pittsburgh defeated who in Super Bowl 10 in Miami?
Oh man.
Dallas?
I need a little bit of help. Is Pittsburgh?
Dallas. What was the score?
It was Dallas. Okay. 34 to 10.
27-13.
Close. 21-17.
21-17. Nice.
And
That was interesting.
Which two teams dominated the 70s?
Pittsburgh and
Miami?
Pittsburgh is correct.
Dallas.
For the AFC.
For the AFC. Okay. So the AFC.
I want to say Dallas.
It was Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, those are fun.
That's what I'm saying. It is. And it increases the knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm smart, guys.
Man, can all three of us agree?
Maybe.
That Mike Tomlin
In the NFL, if your first team is hurt, you're fucked.
Oh, beyond.
Oh, yeah.
It is not going to be a good season.
We didn't have it. We have like almost zero starters playing right now.
Yeah,
We're getting our ass kicked.
Especially if your offensive line, majority of your offensive line gets hurt off your first.
And the Packers have 30 yards of offense. It's pretty bad.
It's so bad.
But thank God it's preseason.
And they just don't want to throw the ball either. I don't know. You can tell the coaches have this. Not having the fourth preseason game is a big thing, right? Because the starters are going to play a majority of the next game. So there's a lot of positional. Because like I'm sitting here watching a 3rd and 4. We did some really weird run. And I'm like, man.
This is not good.
We're not doing that in the game.
Well, Clifford took for 11 yards. It was just kind of.
Yeah, that was pretty
He
terrible.
just laid down. He's like, I give up.
Yeah, so we're all in agreement that if your first team is fucked, you're done.
Oh, yeah, you're done. You're done.
It's going to be a long season for you, buddy.
It's going to be a long
Some teams, it's going to be a long season regardless. But
yeah.
If you're a good team and majority of your first team is gone, it's not going to look. Just come sit on the couch. Just wait till next year.
It's very true.
All righty. You guys got anything else you want to throw out into the world?
Today was a good day.
Today was a good day. I'd like to congratulate everyone on the show, too. We didn't go ham on anyone this time. Yeah, it was real nice. It was real nice. It wasn't terrible.
No, we went ham on Brandon Aiyuk.
Oh, we definitely gave him the business. We definitely gave him the business.
Yeah. Okay.
He
really
got
all
the
I did
blues
was
out of us. And if Mike was here, he would have got his chest caved in.
15 total yards. Yeah, they're doing real good. Averaging 2.1 yards a play.
I got one thing to say. One thing to say. I know it's still preseason. I get it. I really do. But even though he had a slow start, Caleb had a slow start in the first quarter. And that second quarter before the halftime, I'm like, I was real. That bomb to Rome. If Rome could have just figured out where his feet were in that end zone, that would have been one of the sweetest plays ever. Regardless that he was out of bounds, the play itself was magnificent. Just get your toes inside.
Yeah. Listen, hey, you're allowed to be excited. Patrick and I have talked about this. Not that there's a collective committee,
but like you said last week,
feelings.
We're here for the progression of play. We're seeing what the progress is.
I am really excited for the rookies this year. Just period.
I'm really excited. I'm excited for all the rookies. But
Go ahead, I don't want to say it.
I just the thing is, bro, is like I need to see him do those things against number ones. Like all of these highlights that we're getting from Williams right now are coming against
second and worse.
And then it's, bro, you got people sitting in the background going 4,000-yard passer, and the dude plays a whole half and gets 75 passing yards, and they don't come until the 2s and 3s. It's killing me.
I stand by what I said. I stand by what I said before even preseason started.
Yes.
8 to 9 wins. Am I happy to see him doing what he's doing? Absolutely.
But that's, I don't want to. I'm
not about to put all my I'm not putting my eggs in all that basket just yet. Do I want him to throw for over 4,000 yards? Absolutely. Do I want him to throw for 30+ touchdowns? Absolutely. Do I want to get into the playoffs? Yes. However, calm the fuck down. And let's just
listen.
Just
the
take it week for week.
His rollouts are dangerous, but
I need
at the end of week 2. At this, I'm just being honest because I'm your friend.
Defenses are
I'm your brother.
Defense
or family,
start to find a safety at some point.
But The thing is, statistically, if you took the names away, I just watched another Justin Fields preseason game.
I'm like, the similarities are very much there.
But I think
the accuracy is a little bit better, though.
Yeah, I don't think that he's Justin Fields at all, bro. I don't.
No.
And I'm very excited
I'm
for
just taking
Caleb
it week
Williams.
to week. I'm taking it week
no,
by
dude,
week.
Listen, be excited. Be pumped. Be ready. All right.
And this is the thing, even if we lose to Houston, but we put up a good fight, I'm still, again,
right.
I just want to see progress. I just want to see that we're doing something, that we're getting better. That's what I want to see this year.
Oh, my God. He just gave up a third meat team.
But,
I'm not even watching this bullshit.
That's so awesome.
I'm not, and even though we're about to play Kansas City on the 20th, I believe it's the 20th, our fourth preseason game. I'm pretty sure Caleb's going to play majority of that game with all the other starters, but it's Patrick Mahomes. I'm not expecting greatness right now.
Well, I would.
But I'm excited because you're going to get to see most of the first starters, the first strings out of Kansas City, which at this point, that defense is still considered, I'm going to assume, a top 10 defense in the league right now. So we'll see. But I'm ecstatic for my Bears for the moment. And I can care less what anybody has to say.
Breaking news: 36 minutes ago, Steve Kerr was fired as coach of Team USA.
Stevie Wonder saw that coming.
The whole world saw that coming.
Like,
that was terrible. Listen. When your excuse was matchups, and you're talking about pros against the basic amateurs.
Next week we need to bring this up because I got a good thing with it. And by the way, Paul, we are going to, if you can join us on Monday if you want to.
I can join y'all whenever y'all need me to.
So I don't know if you heard Charles and I've got this thing cooking. We brought it up on one show where Charles thought about taking Matthew Stafford and switching his career around with Aaron Rodgers onto the Packers. And we were going to do a little thing where we simulate a season. We'll do the rookie years, the rookie seasons. We'll simulate them, see who has a better season. And then we'll break that down and we'll try to figure out how it happened, why it happened, and what would happen if we simulated their entire careers.
That's interesting.
Nobody else is doing this on YouTube, and we would do it as a Twitch or something like that. We'd comment on it after every game and go, he's cooking, whatever.
That would be interesting to see.
It's very strange because you see them simulate like Super Bowls and playoffs and college football games, but nobody's doing like players' careers.
I just saw somebody, they took Dan Marino in his prime, but they put him on a random team and they put him on the Cleveland Browns.
I don't want to do that.
I'm just saying they simulated that. They gave him one more shot of trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Lost in the wild card to the Jaguars.
Good. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to break that shit down.
Yeah, I'm with it.
It'll be very interesting.
We just need to figure out how to do it on Twitch and do it with an extra screen and blah, blah, blah. We'll do it though. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll get her in there.
Let me know. I'll be there.
Awesome.
If you need me.
Awesome. Cool. Can't wait. Man, we've got so much coming up. I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome.
A few weeks
Football,
away.
Fantasy. Man, I'm so ready. For all of our listeners out there, all of our commenters, our clicks, our likes, our subscribers, our go-getters, we greatly appreciate you. We hear you. We see you. If you have any suggestions for anything that you would like to know, fantasy-wise or facts-wise or anything at all, we would love to hear it. If you've heard anything spectacular or if you just want to tell us about something great in your life, please just shoot a comment out there and see how far it goes. We greatly appreciate you.
Indeed.
The world is a much better place with you in it, and we love you more.